Well, hey everyone, this is Troy Harper here at Harper Cigar Lounge, and I'm back with another episode. This is episode 13, and this will be the last show for this season. And then I'll be back in September to kick off the new season. And it's Kiss season in my eyes right now. We're in the right in the start of the anniversary of Kiss getting back together in 1996 for their reunion tour. And so when I start off with season five, I'm going to be doing some really cool shows for you guys based around the whole reunion era in 1996 with Kiss. I'm going to be showing you guys a bunch of my collectibles and different things discussing the whole reunion tour. And there's just a lot of great stuff that's going to be coming up for you guys. So I can't wait to start season five and kick it off with discussions on the whole Kiss reunion with the original members, Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, Ace Frehley, Peter Criss. Rest in peace, Ace Frehley. We miss you every day. But anyway, it's going to be a great start off, great way to start off season five. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to get into showing you guys some of my. I got a lot of collectibles from the reunion tour, a lot of different things, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. So I can't wait to dive into season five once that comes around. But for now, we're going to end this season with episode 13 today. And as you guys can see, probably what band I'm going to be discussing with my shirt and what I've got over here. So yeah, I'm going to be getting into the discussion of the great glam metal band Ratt. But anyway, before I get into that, thank you guys for all of you that have been with me from the beginning up until now. All you new subscribers, all you older subscribers. This YouTube channel, this Harper Cigar Lounge channel, is growing more and more. So thank you guys for getting the word out, for sharing this, for liking it, for leaving your comments and feedback, and your questions for me as always. And most importantly, for sharing this content to others that don't know about this channel, so they can get on board and join this great community of headbangers and cigar smokers. So anyway, I do have a great cigar today that I'm going to be lighting up, cutting up and lighting up here in a minute. Well, not cutting up, but I'm going to give it a good clip, and then I'll give it a light, a toast and a final light. So get into that here in a moment. But anyway, guys, if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, make sure you do that today. Hit the like. Again, leave your questions, comments, and feedback. Share this content with everybody you know if you're new to this channel. I would sure appreciate it. It'll help keep this channel alive and well, keep it strong, and keep it growing. So thank you guys again for all you new subscribers and all you that are just now tuning into this channel. I'd love to have you on with us and be a part of this great community. So anyway, guys, let's get into the cigar. I am going to smoke and review this Project X uh, Gordo 6x60 cigar. Here it is right now. This is a boutique cigar. It's a small batch cigar. Not a lot of these made. This comes from the boutique cigar out of Florida, out of Royal Palm Beach, Florida. But anyway, just a gorgeous stick. Can't wait to dive into this. But I chose this cigar today, and I'll tell you why here in a moment. But let me tell you a little information on this stick. This stick is handcrafted with premium Dominican tobacco for a rich, smooth smoke that elevates every celebratory moment. Project X is the cigar everyone wants. Project X is the cigar everyone wants on their wish list, and for good reason. Wrapped in a rich Nicaraguan dark Corojo leaf, it features robust Seco and Jalapa fillers, perfectly balanced with bold Dominican Ligero binder. This full-bodied masterpiece delivers an unforgettable smoking experience, offering deep notes of hickory and leather, layered with a complex spiciness of saffron and cumin. Also available in a Robusto 52 by 5 Toro Grande 54x6, and of course this Gordo, which is a 53x5 and 5.5. So, but yeah, just a beautiful stick. And I chose this again. I chose this stick to represent our generation, Generation X. Uh, and let me read a little bit about Generation X real quick here. Generation X. Let's see here. So Generation X refers to the demographic cohort born between approximately 1965 and 1980, following the baby boomers and preceding the millennials, known as the latchkey generation. They grew up with the increased parental divorce and dual income households, fostering self-reliance, independence, and strong work-life balance. They are characterized by their adaptability, skepticism, and role as a bridge between pre-digital and digital worlds, valuing competence and privacy. Birth years is roughly between 1965 and 1980 for Generation X. Age in 2025, approximately 45 to 60 years old. Nickname Latchkey Kids, Baby Busters, Forgotten Generation. Upbringing often unsupervised after school, leading to self-sufficiency and a work to live mentality rather than live to work. Work to live mentally rather than live to work. Work ethic, independence, pragmatic, and value work-life balance, loyal to competence, not necessarily corporations. Technology, grew up with the rise of the internet, bridging the analog and digital eras. Psychology, realistic, sometimes cynical and value privacy. Um, learn to be resourceful and fix things themselves. Cultural impact, bridge generation. They connect the baby boomers and millennials experiencing major technical and social shifts. Resilience. Gosh, guys, I'm sorry. Resilience, shaped by economic uncertainty, like the dot-com bust and 2008 crisis and high divorce rates. They developed resilience and pragmatic outlook. So those are the key characteristics of the Generation X. So anyway, very interesting. I almost forgot that I was a part of Generation X. I almost forgot because you know, my gosh, just so busy over the years. I never really thought about it too much until lately. That yeah, I am a part of Generation X, and we lived in a very special time growing up. It's not like the way it is now. I mean, we didn't have the technology like we did now, so we found other ways of entertainment. I mean, to find concerts to go to, we couldn't look it up on the internet. We couldn't buy tickets on the internet. You had to hopefully hear by word of mouth about concerts, which is what happened with me a lot growing up. Or found the right advertisements in newspapers, or ads that were hung up by people, from certain arenas, and they would hire people to go around to different towns, put up flyers for the concerts that were going to be at that certain arena, which was the Casper Event Center for me growing up in Casper, Wyoming. We would find things hung up in Torrington, Wyoming, where I lived, which is, a good 2.5 hour drive to Casper, Wyoming, from Torrington. So there would be flyers hung up at certain stores with concerts coming up. But yeah, and then when we bought tickets, we had to call the phone number to the arena, and we had to wait, and just hope it wouldn't sell out before the next operator got to us on the phone to sell us a ticket. Now you can just get on the internet, buy your tickets on the internet, see what seats are available. Back then, you had to have someone tell you what seats were available and have them explain to you like where that would be at in the arena, and would it be at a seat that you could visibly see the stage well, So it was a lot, such a different time. Everything that we learned about, we had to read about. We didn't, we had to find physical copies of books to read and different things like that as well. We can't just get on the internet and read about things. You had to find other ways to find out about resources that you wanted to learn more about. So just a whole different time. I mean, I could go on and on about my childhood, my teenage years, what it was like not having computers to look at or having cell phones. I mean, yeah, it was a great time. And I wish we could kind of go back to that era at times, to be honest with you. So the 80s was a great time for me. I mean, being a kid, I was born in 70, started getting into music when I was about 5 or 6 years old, through my parents, of course, and just really grew in love, just fell in love with music, and of course was, involved in music for a little while in my life, and different things, within the music business, doing my own music at one time. So, but anyway, so yeah, I grew up in a time where, music was a big thing for us, and we went to every concert we possibly could. And, but we had a whole different way of getting tickets and finding ways to get to those concerts and everything. So, yeah, it was a great time, great memories. So anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and, get off that subject because I could go on and on and on about about growing up in the 80s, growing up partially in the 70s, because that was my first memories of the middle 70s involved in music, but the 80s was really the big time for me. But I could go on and on about all that. And maybe I'll do a show. Maybe I'll do a show sometime discussing all my experiences growing up. That'd be a lot of fun. But for now, let's get into this great cigar right here, Project X. Um, The wrapper's got a little bit of a cinnamon taste, nutmeg cinnamon taste. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and use I think I'll use my V cut on this. So there's my V cut right there. I really do like the V cut a lot. That's my cut of choice for the most part. For these bigger sticks, anyway, for Robustos, for Coronas, I will probably usually use a straight cut or a guillotine cut. So anyway, let me get this toasted up and get this going. Actually, I'm going to use my match to do my final light, but I'm going to go ahead and use my torch lighter just to get this toasted real quick and started. And then I will finish it off with a match. Just trying to get that tobacco toasted up a little bit. Not trying to engulf the flame into it. Just trying to get it all evenly burned or toasted, not burned, but not charred or anything like that. Just toast it up. Get that tobacco heated up. Just trying to get that that tobacco there, just heat it up and toast it up. And then that way I can do my final light here and get a good even burn going here. So probably shouldn't do that. Glowing nice and orange evenly, as you can see. Um, wow. Definitely getting some woodiness on this stick. Um, Here's some natural, some natural sweetness to it as well. Yeah, tasting great, tasting great. Construction looks good, good draw on it. Got a little bit of some spice going on here, but some woodiness, some spice, kind of some hickory kind of taste notes. A little bit of some cedar taste notes. Definitely medium strength stick at this point at the beginning of this. But anyway, cheers to you guys. I got my coffee. What did you guys bring to drink today? If you haven't brought a cigar with you, pause this, go get yourself a cigar, come back, smoke a cigar with me. But yeah, Project X is a really good stick so far. I'm really liking the way it tastes. Putting off a lot of great smoke. Um, the aromas are great. Got some nice woody aromas to it. But yeah, gorgeous stick. Nice, dark and oily. And really, really liking this stick. I really am. Wow. And again, this has a Nicaraguan dark rojo leaf on the outer leaf, and then robust Seiko and Jalapa fillers, um, and binder. So I believe here. So um, oh, Ligero. Okay, so again, robust Seiko and Jalapa fillers, perfectly balanced with a bold Dominican Ligero binder. So consider full bodied again. Deep taste notes of hickory and leather, layered with a complex spiciness of saffron and cumin. Yeah, I guess I can kind of get that. Um, I can definitely, I guess I could probably kind of see where the saffron and cumin taste notes come from. I'm definitely getting something like that. Definitely getting some leather, getting some hickory. Yeah, getting those taste notes so far. Getting a little bit of touch of spice and some natural. There were just some natural sweetness, like some tobacco sweetness to it. Just a slight touch of sweetness. So anyway, guys, cheers to you. And cheers to you, by the way. I hope you guys had a good 4th of July, by the way. I did a lot of, oh boy, I relaxed quite a bit, smoked a lot of great cigars over the weekend so far, had some great drinks with my son. Got to hang out with my son and my wife quite a bit, but had some great drinks with my son, smoked a lot of great cigars, just relaxed, enjoyed. I have not been able to do that, and I don't know how many years where I just have the whole weekend just to relax and take it easy. Fortunately, later today, or after all this is over, I got to do some yard work, but got to catch up on the yard work. So, but anyway, but I wanted to take some time to do this last episode for season 4 and spend some time with you guys and smoke a great cigar and have a great drink with you and discuss the great band Ratt. So let me get into that. Great band, one of my absolute favorite bands from the '80s era. Um, a band that, boy, I tell you what, just a lot of great memories listening to Ratt while partying, along with Poison. I did a smoke and metal podcast here a while back where I did the Ratt Dancing Undercover album versus the Poison debut album from Poison, Open Up and Say Aw. Um, and that was a hard decision of who was going to come out on top of that. I went with Poison just because of a lot of great memories partying to Poison, but I've got a lot of great memories of Poison partying with with Ratt on in the background too at parties. But um, both bands, I just love Poison and Ratt both equally. They're both different bands in a lot of ways. They're both glammy. Uh, Ratt, of course, does have a little bit of a harder edge kind of sound to their music than what Poison ever has. Poison's more party and party music, in my eyes. It's all their music's definitely all about partying. Where Ratt is goes into some real deeper kind of subject matter. So um, they sing a lot more about than just partying, pretty much. But I mean, no, I mean, Poison has some very meaningful songs, some great ballads. Also, so they had some great ballads and just great subjects in their music that just really kind of touched you in a lot of ways. Where Ratt had no ballads, it was just more darker, more sinister kind of sounding music than what Poison is. And I got a lot of guff from viewers that saw that I chose the Poison "Look What the Cat Dragged In" album over the Ratt Dancing Undercover. There's a lot of reasons you'll have to go back and watch that episode um, and see for yourself why I chose the open up and, or I'm sorry, the Look What the Cat Dragged In album over the Dancing Undercover album. Doesn't mean I like Ratt any less than Poison. It was just a lot of my decisions at that time was based on my feelings, just based on memories as well. Um, so I'm trying to find that episode for you guys so you can go back and check it out. Here we go. Episode 14 of Smoke and Metal. So make sure you go back and check out that Smoke and Metal podcast and see why I chose the Poison album over the Ratt album. But anyway, I'm here to redeem myself today over that situation and discuss the band Ratt. Absolutely, one of my absolute favorite bands, like I said. Um, and I've just got a lot of great memories with this band also. My first Ratt music that I actually owned came to me accidentally in the mail. That was another thing. Where I lived was a smaller town. There was a Pomida or something like that in Shatter at the time where I was able to buy some albums, um, or cassettes, or anything or something. CDs weren't a thing yet, so I had joined different music clubs to get different cassettes and stuff like that. And I accidentally got somehow it was Columbia, I believe, is what I joined, or RCA at the time. But they got somehow they got an order mixed up that was supposed to go to somebody else, but it came to me instead. And I opened it up anyway because I was curious what was inside for music, and it was Ratt. And I had started to gain, and I was getting to know Ratt at this point through Headbangers Ball on MTV, and just being on, watching MTV and stuff in the old MTV days, watching MTV and seeing Ratt videos, and then seeing them on Headbangers Ball. So I actually accidentally got like 3 cassettes at the time from the music club, and I hadn't bought any Ratt music yet because I hadn't seen it to where I could buy it anywhere yet. I had was on the fence about buying any of their music, but so I was on the fence about it, but lo and behold, I got some music, and I never did send those cassettes back. I kept them, and I never got a bill in the mail or anything like that. So, but I'll definitely get into what cassettes I got in the mail. But let me give you a little history on Ratt. Ratt was an American glam metal band that had significant commercial success in the 1980s, with their albums having been certified as gold, platinum, and multi-platinum by the RIAA. The group is perhaps best known for hit singles such as Round and Round, Lay It Down, tracks that ranked on Billboard's Top 40 and number 12 and number 40, respectively, as well as other songs such as Wanted Man, You're in Love, Dance, along with bands such as Friendly rivals Mötley Crüe. Ratt has been recognized as instrumental in the formation of the early 1980s Los Angeles glam metal scene, also known as hair metal or pop metal. The band toured and recorded sporadically from the 1990s to 2021 also, with many extended breaks and lineup changes. They released their final studio album, Infestation, in April 2010. In 2020, Jeff Mazzildo of Yardbarker included them in the hit list of the top 20 greatest hair metal bands of all time. So Ratt actually originated in 1973, started in 1973 with Stephen Pearcy, their frontman. So I'll just get into a little bit of their beginning here. I'm not going to get into everything because there's just so much to read and discuss. The origins of Ratt date back to 1973 in Hollywood with a band called Fire Dome, founded by singer Stephen Pearcy. With a few friends in 1974, the band broke up, with Pearcy forming Crystal Pistol. The name Crystal Pistol was changed to Mickey Ratt. At some point in 1976, the name was shortened in 1977. Guitarist Robin Crosby in those same years had been a member of the band Metropolis with Tommy Asakawa and Paramore, McCarty, Excalibur, Phenomenon, Secret Service, and Mac Maida with Asakawa. Mickey Ratt went through various lineup changes, members including guitarist Jakey Lee. Of course, I played with Ozzy Osbourne, Badlands. Trying to remember what else he had. Dragon Cartel, I think, was the other band that was part of Jakey Lee's band, or Jakey Lee. Rough Cut as well. Wicked Alliance. Oh, I didn't realize he was with Enough's Enough. And then, yes, Red Dragon Cartel was the other band. But best known with Ozzy, I think, Jakey Lee. So let's see. Also, Chris Hager, Bob DeLellis, bassist Matt Thor, Tim Garcia, and Dave Jellison, and drummers John Turner and Bob Eisenberg. The various Mickey Ratt lineups released several demos, appeared on compilations, and a live concert recording on Pearcy's indie imprint Top Fuel Records. In 1980, to increase their chance of landing a record contract with a major label, the band recorded a single called Dr. Rock, driven on E, which was given to the fans at their early Los Angeles club shows. And then let's see here. Crosby played with the band later in the year. Guitarist Warren DeMartini, recommended by Lee, joined the band in January of 1982. Bassist Gene Hunter from Jakey Lee's Teaser, and drummer Kurt Mayer, who played drums on the early Tell the World, written by Pearcy, was their first recording that was featured on the compilation Metal Massacre 1, temporarily played in Ratt before the arrival of Bobby Blotzer, ex-Vic Vergent, and Juan Crucier, previously with Dawkins, and musically active since 1973. DeMartini was only 18 years old when he called up to Los Angeles to join Ratt. At this time, he was attending college in San Diego and was reluctant to drop out to join the band that so far had only limited success. Mark Torian briefly replaced DeMartini through the latter, returned in time for the recording of their first EP later in 1982. In September 2023, Ratt frontman Stephen Pearcy told Access TV that only a small number of bands had really kick-started things on the Sunset Strip, named Rock's Regime, later Striper. It's so awesome that they are considered a part of that start of the glam metal scene. I think that was just awesome. So again, Stephen Pearcy told Access TV that only a small number of bands had really kick-started things on the Sunset Strip, naming Rock's Regime, later Striper, Dante Fox, later Great White, Wasp, Quiet Riot, Mötley Crüe, and Ratt as the core group. So anyway, so then in 1983, their first full-length album, well, their EP, their first EP is put out in 1983. So let me get into that album here, which is right behind me over here. So let me get into that. I'm going to give my cigar just a little bit more of a light here. I'm glad you guys are with me, hanging out a little bit for this last episode of season 4. It's hard to believe that I'm ending season 4 and got to get prepared for season 5. That'll start up in September, early September sometime, more than likely. So I'm really excited about that. And sorry for the spoiler alert that what I'll be starting season 5 off with. Of course, discussing my absolute #1 favorite band, Kiss. Stryper is my second favorite band. I'll have to do a top, I'll have to do a top 20 of my favorite bands from 20 to #1 one of these times. But yeah, so I'm excited to start season 5. Sorry for the spoiler alert earlier. But yes, I'm going to be getting into a lot about Kiss. You know, Kiss is already, you know, in 1996, by this time has already done a lot, you know, and so I can't wait to get into some of that. I really can't. But back to Ratt. Ratt is the Ratt EP, this one right here. And if you know whose legs are on the front of that, let me know in the messages or in the comment section. Let me know if you know whose legs are on that album. But there's a Ratt in the background or on the back of the cover here from 1983. And track listing is You Think You're Tough, Sweet Cheater, You Got It, Tell the World, Back for More, Walking the Dog, which is an Aerosmith song, of course. So anyway, so there's that. So anyway, the Ratt debut EP by American glam metal band Ratt. It was released independently in 1983 on the band's Time Coast label. Let me see here. Let's see if it says that on here. Time Coast Records, sure enough, right there. So this is definitely an original EP. Right there is the proof that that's the original EP. So on Time Coast label. Release May of 1983. Genre heavy metal. Length 22 minutes and 3 seconds. Label Time Coast. Producer Liam Sternberg. And of course, the band members at this time was Stephen Pearcy on lead vocals, Robin Crosby on guitars, backing vocals, Warren DeMartini on guitars, backing vocals, Juan Crucier on bass and backing vocals, and Bobby Blotzer on drums, which remained the same lineup for quite a few albums. So that came out in 1983, the first EP. I did not have this EP up until probably 5 or 6 years ago. I finally found it on eBay. I had always been looking for it. While I was going to a music school in South Beach, Florida, back in 1990, I actually had that tapestry on my wall in my apartment at the time. I don't know what, I think I gave that tapestry to somebody that really wanted it that I was going to school with. So just to be nice, I think it was on their birthday. I let them have it for their birthday. But so I had that tapestry right here on my wall. And at that time, was looking for that cassette. CDs were just starting to come out, so it wasn't on CD yet. Wasn't buying vinyls because knowing that I probably wouldn't stay in Florida, that I'd move back to where I was normally from, which was Torrington, Wyoming at the time. I didn't want to have to buy vinyls and ship vinyls back home. So I stayed with cassettes, but I could not find that on cassette anywhere at the time. So I'm glad I could find that vinyl. I'm still hunting for the cassette actually, just to have, or the CD, but I'm glad I got the vinyl at least, and it plays great. Came in great shape to me by the seller. So anyway, but yeah, so great album. If you guys can get a hold of this EP, I'm not sure what they cost now or what they run, or how hard they are to find. I think they're kind of hard to find now. But if you can get a hold of it and get a decent copy, definitely grab it up. It's a pretty rare copy, so you might want to grab it up. Um, I know there's another cover version of that EP that I've seen, or on the back part of it, not the front, but the back. So this one here that I got is the actual original EP, I believe. I don't believe I've got the second version of that. I believe that's the first version of that vinyl. So, but if I'm wrong, you guys let me know in the comments. So anyway, next was Out of the Cellar, right there. This was one of the cassettes I got free in the mail by, I believe it was RCA Records, I believe, is where the club I joined. This came in the mail to me. I was blown away. I was blown away. And there's two other cassettes that came to me at the time along with this. I got three total at the time, but here's the back of it right here. There's tuning in, or focusing in, guess. So there's the songs. But Out of the Cellar is the debut studio album, their full-length studio album, by American heavy metal band Ratt, released in 1984 by Atlantic Records. The album was an immediate success, with wide airplay on radio and heavy rotation on MTV of its singles, especially the hit Round and Round. The album is certified as triple platinum by the RIAA. The album brought Ratt to the top of the glam metal scene in Los Angeles. Out of the Cellar would prove to be the band's most successful album. And I wanted to show you guys, Mötley Crüe. I discovered Mötley Crüe, of course, in 1983. Out of the Cellar came out in 1984, but here's the Mötley Crüe Shout the Devil or CD. I mean, they were the first band to kind of have that dark, kind of a sinister, glammy look, almost pre-goth days. My son nailed it. He goes, I think they were the start of the whole goth look. They were kind of the ones that started that. And I definitely believe that. I believe a lot of the goth bands later definitely was probably influenced by that look right there by Mötley Crüe. So Mötley Crüe had that look, and here's their previous album. Great album here. This is Too Fast for Love. There's the back of that. Too Fast for Love. This is the remaster copy, and here's the back of the Shout the Devil album right there. As you can see, I've played these albums quite a bit. I've got all these on vinyl also, but so when Ratt came along, I just thought that they reminded me of that whole Mötley Crüe look from the beginning. I really thought they had that look, kind of a dark, sinister look. Not as dark as Mötley Crüe, but similar. So I kind of thought they had that similar, sinister, dark look. The only difference between Ratt and Mötley Crüe even had some kind of slower stuff in the beginning of their albums. But the rest of their albums were just, even their slow stuff was even kind of sinister and dark sounding with Mötley Crüe, where Ratt just refused to do any ballads at all. But that look that they've got, it just really reminded me of Mötley Crüe somewhat, So I don't know, there's not a lot of pictures on that first album here, but there's the inside right there. So not as dark and sinister looking as Mötley Crüe, but kind of had kind of a darker look compared to other bands that were coming out. Such as Poison that would come after, and Def Leppard, of course. They I don't know, they never really had a dark look, but Def Leppard, had some kind of dark kind of videos. Along with the Scorpions, they kind of had gothic kind of looking videos. Mötley Crüe, the Scorpions, around this time in 1983 or so, they kind of had darker kind of videos. And Ratt kind of did the same thing with the Round and Round video. It was kind of a darker, it was kind of a dark, sinister kind of a video. But I'll never forget seeing that first video and thinking, holy shit, these guys have kind of a dark, sinister look. They're glammy, but they're kind of dark, got kind of a dark, sinister look to them. And so I really was attracted to how they looked and how they sounded. But So anyway, Out of the Cellar is recorded Village Recorder, Los Angeles, and Sound City in Los Angeles. Genre again, heavy metal and glam metal. Length of this album is 36 minutes and 41 seconds on Atlantic Records. Producer Bo Hill. And the big singles off of this was, of course, First Round and Round, Back for More, Wanted Man, and Lack of Communication. Those were the big hit songs. Round and Round, the biggest. In 2017, Metal Hammer includes this album as their list of top 10 hair metal bands you need in your record collection. In 2018, Colin Brennan of Consequence included the album in his list of top 10 hair metal albums that don't suck. Albums that don't suck. So anyway, um, again, track listing on this album is Wanted Man, You're in Trouble, Round and Round, In Your Direction, She Wants Money, on side A or on side one. Side two, Lack of Communication, Back for More, The Morning After, I'm Insane, Scene of the Crime. So anyway, yeah, great album, guys. Maybe in the end of this, I'll rank these albums and what I think is my best to worst, or worst to best, or least favorite to most favorite. Probably is what I should say, because I really do like all the Ratt stuff. I don't have any albums from Ratt that I just think are terrible. Some are a little different than others, but I think they're all great. I think they're all great albums. So anyway, so yeah, that first album, Ratt, Out of the Cellar, from 1984, and again, there it is right here. And that again is Tawny Katane on the front of that album cover. That is Tawny Katane. Model dated David Coverdale from Whitesnake, or married him. I'm sorry, was married to him for a short time. So anyway, so there it is. First album, Right Out of the Cellar. Next album, I really, really love. I really love Out of the Cellar, but I really love this next album as well. It does not have Tawny Katane on the cover. Um, but it does have a pretty good looking gal on the cover still. Invasion of Your Privacy is the next album. Right there. This was the other cassette that I got along with Out of the Cellar that came free to me in the mail somehow when I was a kid. So yeah, I don't know. I was 16 or so, 16, I think around 16 years of age or 17 when I got these albums, these cassettes in the mail. But anyway, Invasion of Your Privacy, I love that album cover. I love this album cover also. I love that album cover, but I really love this album cover right here. I don't know, it's just dark. It's just dark, and sinister kind of looking in a lot of ways. It's sexy and it's dark, just like this one. I mean, it's sexy too, and it's dark, and but this one, just I don't know. There's something about this cover that I just really love. You guys, let me know which cover you like the most. Let me know in the comments which cover you like the best out of these first two albums. There is something about that room being dark, uh, the gal that's kind of in her underwear there. The door's open. It's dark outside. There's some clouds, but it's just dark outside. Kind of have that moonlight shining through the room there. I don't know. There's just something just about this album cover that it's my favorite album cover. I'll just tell you that right now. This is my favorite album cover from Ratt. Out of the Cellar would be my second favorite album cover. But anyway, here's the inside. And again, they just have kind of, I don't know, they just have kind of a dark, just a dark and glammy look to them. Almost kind of reminds me of the New York Dolls a little bit from the 70s, maybe. But here's the back of the album. Um, yeah, I really like this album a lot. It's probably, I hate to say, guys, it's probably almost my favorite album from Ratt, I would have to say. Big tracks on this was Lay It Down, You're in Love, What You Give Is What You Get. It was just a little more darker and sinister sounding, this album, I thought, than the Out of the Cellar album. I mean, the Out of the Cellar album was great. A little more of a pop sound, I thought, compared to Invasion of Your Privacy. Is just, I don't know, there's just certain tracks, like some of the deeper cuts, that were just a little more darker and sinister sounding, I thought, on Invasion of Your Privacy. But anyway, Invasion of Your Privacy is the second studio album by Ratt, released in 1985 and featured the singles Lay It Down, You're in Love, and What You Give Is What You Get. Bill Hill produced the album, and the cover model is Playboy model. Oh, Marion Gravatt. I don't know how you pronounce that exactly. Marion Gravatt, who also made an appearance in the Lay It Down music video. Oh, well, how about that? Okay, well, that makes sense. I should have known. But yeah, this gal here is the gal that's in the Lay It Down video. Wow. Okay. I guess I didn't put two and two together there, but yes, that is definitely her. So anyway, that's why I love doing these shows, discussing my bands, that I love, because along the way somewhere I'm always finding out something that I didn't realize before. As much as I think I know about everything, sometimes I find out that I don't. So, so it's, doing these shows brings back some great memories for me, and allows me to rediscover certain things or discover things that I didn't think about or didn't know about. So anyway, Marion Gravatt, who also made an appearance in the Lay It Down music video, and she is hot, by the way. She is hot. If you don't remember the Lay It Down video, you gotta go watch it right now, then come back and watch me. You gotta go back and watch it right now. So anyway, in 2015, Loudwire ranked the album as the eighth best metal album of 1985. I don't know if that means it was rated a number 8 or if that's in the top 8, but I'd have to say it's definitely in my top 10 for sure, top 8 or top 10. And this was recorded at Rumbo in Los Angeles and Atlantic in New York. Genre labeled as heavy metal, glam metal still. Length of the album 36 minutes 2 seconds. On Atlantic Records, producer Bo Hill again. So anyway, and the big tracks on this was Lay It Down, You're in Love, What You Give Is What You Get. So, um, and it's right now certified 2 times platinum or double platinum with 2 million listens or purchases. Purchases. In Japan, it's gold at 100,000. Uh, certified gold with 100,000 sales. In Canada, platinum with 100,000 sales. And hope I got that right. Let me see here. Yeah. I meant to go back and look at Out of the Cellar and see what where that's ranked right now, or where the certifications are. So yeah, so the last album, the first album, Out of the Cellar, is 3 times platinum with 3 million sales. Japan, it's gold with 100,000 sales, and Canada, platinum with 100,000 sales. Um, let's see here. And then again, Invasion of Your Privacy is at 2 million, double platinum at 2 million sales in the United States. 100,000 sales in Japan for gold certification, and platinum in Canada for 100,000 sales. So anyway, so yeah, as of right now, Out of the Cellar is their highest selling album. So, um, so anyway, but yeah, again, Invasion of Your Privacy from 1984 or 1985. That's the second album, full length album. So right now we've discussed the first EP from Ratt from 1983, Out of the Cellar from 1984, and now Invasion of Your Privacy from 1985. And then let's go on to I don't know. Yeah, I mean, my gosh, I don't know what more I can discuss about these first two albums. Just, I mean, first time seeing their videos, um, I thought they were just great. I had to have this music, but I didn't know how to get it. Really, I wasn't finding it. I was, on the fence because there were so many other great bands to buy music from too, and I only had so many choices. I only had so much money for one, and the music clubs I joined didn't have everything at the time. They didn't have everything. They had most of everything, but they didn't have everything. So I mean, sometimes I couldn't find certain albums that I really wanted, so I'd go ahead and buy something different instead to listen to, in hopes that I would find the other album maybe at a local store or find it through the club later. So anyway, but I loved Ratt, wanted their music, and so when I started getting their music, I just was in heaven. And but I was on the fence in the beginning about buying their music or buying someone else's music instead because I only had so much money. Of course, I owed my mom money for her allowing me to order cassettes through the mail because I didn't have a credit card or didn't have any credit to my name, of course, as a kid. So my mom would let me, use whatever resources she had for me to get this music, but I had to, work, do things to pay her back. So anyway, so I only had so much money to play with, of course. But anyway, those first two albums, terrific. Of course, at this time, I didn't know anything about this album over here. I didn't know anything about it in those early days, So I didn't discover this until later. Um, when I was like 18 or 19 when I realized that they had that EP that I was on the search for. So I'm glad I finally found it later on in my life because it is a good EP. So get a hold of that EP over here if you can. So anyway, guys, moving on to the next album. In 1986, another great album came out. So yeah, I would have been 16 when I got this next album or cassette, which is this one right here, Dancing Undercover. Terrific album, and this is right now the 40th anniversary. This year is the 40th anniversary of this album being released, Dancing Undercover. Even darker sounding album, a little bit harder and edgier than the first two albums. So this is, oh my gosh, I mean, this is probably my number two favorite album from Ratt. Um, I'd have to say this is probably my second favorite album. And again, this was the other cassette that I got in the mail, along with Invasion of Your Privacy and Out of the Cellar from the RCA Music Club. I got the cassettes. Remember, it wasn't CDs at this time. There was no CDs yet. So 16 years old, getting these first three albums in the mail. I was so excited and wasn't sure if I should send them back or keep it quiet, not say anything. So I kept it quiet. I didn't say anything. I don't think I said anything to my mom either at the time. I didn't want her to make me send them back. So anyway, I was just excited that I got those first three cassettes, and I just love them all. But Dancing Undercover, I have to say, is probably again my second favorite album from them. So I'll rank everything later. I'll rank everything later. Towards the end of the show, I'll rank it later. But let's get into Dancing Undercover. Uh, Great album. Again, no ballads or anything like that. No ballads so far with their music. Uh, Darker album, edgier album, more sinister sounding. Glammy still, of course, but more sinister sounding to me. So this is third studio album by Ratt, released in 1986, produced by Beau Hill again, and contains the hit single Video Dance, which appeared in the Miami Vice episode Down for the Count. Two other videos were made, Body Talk, which was used on the soundtrack for the Eddie Murphy film The Golden Child, and Slip of the Lip. It charted at number 26 on the Billboard 200 chart, and at number 14 on Rolling Stone's album chart. The album went platinum. I could have swore Body Talk was on the movie Point Break, but I guess I don't know. From what I read about it, was not. There's another song that was on Point Break by Ratt, which I can get into here in a little bit. But I really thought Body Talk was on Point Break. I could have swore it was. But obviously I was wrong. So anyway, but here's the back of this album here. A lot of great songs on this album. No fillers on any of the Ratt albums, by the way. All the songs are great on all these albums. Um, Released September 24th, 1986. Still the same band members, no lineup changes or anything, which I'll remind you here in a moment of who the band members are. Studio recorded this album was recorded at Village Recorder in Los Angeles, California. Genre glam metal, length 34 minutes 55 seconds, label Atlantic, producer Beau Hill. The singles off of this, there's only two singles off of this. Dance and Body Talk. And the certifications, so it's gone down. Platinum at 1 million in the United States, Japan 100,000 again for gold status, and Canada 50,000 sales for gold status. So went from 3,000 triple platinum for Out of the Cellar, double platinum with Invasion of Your Privacy, and now platinum for Dancing Undercover. So I was surprised the sales weren't better on this third album because it's really, really good. It's really good. But so far, each album sounds a little different. They don't sound the same at all. They sound a little different. But each album gets a little darker sounding as time goes on with these first three albums. The next album is a great one too. But I just, I think this is the album that really, really got me into Ratt the most. I mean, I saw the videos on Headbangers Ball for for this album a lot more than the other videos for the other albums. I saw more of these on the videos for Headbangers Ball with Dancing Undercover. I saw the videos to this more on Headbangers Ball than the previous two. So it definitely was a darker, edgier album, more sinister sounding, which is why I think it was played on Headbangers Ball more. It's just a harder album than the first two. But remember seeing the videos, on MTV to this album, which was Dance and Body Talk. And I just thought the videos were a little darker even yet. And I just really thought they were just really good videos. I think this is the album that really got me deeper into Ratt, got me more into Ratt. I loved, of course, Invasion of Your Privacy. I loved Out of the Cellar. But this album here really, really got me into Ratt. I think, this could very well be my number one, my number one favorite album from Ratt. We'll see at the end. Maybe my thoughts will change, but I really do think that this is my favorite album from Ratt. I'll see what I think once we get through the rest of these. But again, Dancing Undercover from 1985. So, no, I'm sorry, 1986. I apologize, 1986. Uh, Dancing Undercover 1985. Out of the Cellar 1983, and then or 1984, and then the first EP that they brought out was in 1983. So Ratt 1983, Out of the Cellar 1984, Dancing Undercover 1985, and now Ratt. Dancing Undercover 1986. I hope I said the right thing. Invasion of Your Privacy 1985, 1986. Now Dancing Undercover. So anyway, great albums. I love all of them. I really do so far. As I go, I think I'll put my CDs in the order that I'm going to rank them. And if I change my thoughts, I'll redo it. But and you guys may not agree with how I rank these from my least favorite to favorite, but you guys let me know where you would rank these albums. So I don't know, just for me, I don't know. It's just I rank things on memories, great memories I've had with these albums. Maybe where I was at where I first heard these albums, whether it was a party cruising around. I don't know. There's just a lot of reasons why I ranked certain things. Just again based on memories, the memories I've had, just good times I've had while listening to these albums. But it's gonna be hard to decide where I'm gonna rank some of these first albums. Those first three albums are gonna be the toughest for me to rank. Um, and I'm trying to decide if I'll throw this one in. I probably won't. I'm probably just gonna do the regular studio albums and rank those. So we'll see. We'll see. But I think that's where I'm going to go with is just the actual studio albums. Full length studio albums is where I'm going to rank those. So we'll see in the end here. I'm going to keep you guys guessing. So anyway, um, next album is Dancing Undercover, which came out. I'm sorry, my gosh. Reach for the Sky 2 years later. So they missed a year and worked on this one. So this came out in 1988, Reach for the Sky. Really good album also. I really do love this album as well. Um, Here's the inside right there. And that's the same picture that's on my shirt. So this tour shirt is, of course, from the Reach for the Sky tour. And so that picture on the inside of the album is the same picture right here, Reach for the Sky. So um, great album. Not sure if it's as good as the other albums, but I really do like it still. But anyway, Reach for the Sky is the fourth studio album by Ratt, released in 1988 by Atlantic Records. Despite the album title, the band song Reach for the Sky does not appear on this album. Why is that? I don't know. You guys tell me. But anyway, released October 24th of 1988. Studios released in 1988. Studio A&M Hollywood Record Plant, Los Angeles, California. The Enterprise in Burbank. The Enterprise Burbank, I'm guessing that's in California. Genre, glam metal, length 39 minutes, 25 seconds. On Atlantic Records, producer Bo Hill, Mike Stone. Singles, Way Cool Jr. and I Want a Woman, which are great songs. This album was went platinum at 1 million in the States and gold in Japan at 100,000 sales. So then that means we got two albums now that are not considered their best sellers, which again was Reach for the Sky, the recent album that I'm discussing, and Invasion of Your Privacy. So, or I'm sorry, Dancing Undercover. So those two albums, Dancing Undercover and Reach for the Sky, only made it to 1 million sales. Was in the top 26 of the U.S. Billboard charts. UK albums top 51. So let me go back. The EP over here was on the U.S. Billboard 200 and it peaked at 133. Out of the Cellar peaked at number 7 on the top 200 Billboard charts, or the U.S. Billboard 200 peaked at 7, peaked at number 12 in Canada. Invasion of Your Privacy ranked at number 7 with the U.S. Billboard 200 charts, 50 in the UK. So, and then let's see here. Hope I got that right. Let's see here. Let's see here. Out of the Cellar again peaked at numbers. Okay, so Out of the Cellar peaked at number 7 on the U.S. Billboard 200. And in Canada, number 12. Invasion of Your Privacy, they ranked at number 7 as well on the U.S. Billboard 200. Number 50 on the UK albums charts. Dancing Undercover peaked at number 26 on the U.S. Billboard 200. Number 51 on the UK albums charts. And then let's see here. Dancing Undercover 26 on the U.S. Billboard 200, 51 on the UK. And let's see here. Then Reach for the Sky for certifications, 1 million sales at platinum. Japan, 100,000 sales for gold. Number 17 on the U.S. Billboard 200, number 82 on the UK album charts. So anyway, yeah, not as successful these last couple albums, Dancing Undercover and Reach for the Sky. But anyway, I do like, I think it's a great album. I really do. I think this is a great album also. I really enjoyed it. It's a little more glammier, not as hard and edgier as the other albums, but a little more glammy sounding, a little more commercial pop sounding, I would have to say, but still has some edginess to it. Still has some really good stuff on it that I really, really like. Um, so good album. It really is. It's worth a listen. So if you guys don't have it in your collection yet, it's definitely worth a listen to have that and listen to it. Um, so I say if you're a Ratt fan and you have not given that album a chance, make sure you do that because it is a good album. It really is. The cigar is tasting so good. Um, Construction's doing great still. The draw is doing great. Um, glad I could. Glad I had this in my humidor. I thought this was a perfect cigar to represent the '80s, especially with rap being such a big part of starting the whole glam metal scene. They were a big part of that, like I said earlier. Big part of it, along with Striper, which was Rock's Regime, Wasp, Mötley Crüe. But Rat was really the beginning of that dark, glammy metal look. Next to Mötley Crüe in '83 or '82, when Mötley Crüe started out, and the New York Dolls, back in the '70s. Uh, yeah, so of course, Van Halen was, I think, a big part of the whole glam metal look as well. I think Van Halen was a part of that, as well as Quiet Riot. But for the dark, sinister, more darker, sinister looking groups, maybe gothic looking back, considered maybe the start of gothic, the whole gothic look. Definitely got to give credit to, Rat and Mötley Crüe and Wasp. I think those were really the three bands that really started that whole gothic, that darker, sinister look. So, but anyway, so Rat not as successful, just like Dancing Undercover, not as successful as the first two albums. Again, Out of the Cellar is their top album still, from what I'm looking at with where they were at on the charts, certifications. So anyway, so next album, get on to the next album here, which is Detonator. This came out again 2 years later. So they weren't pumping out those albums a year, like those first three albums. They pumped everything, or the first four, I should really say, at one, new album each year. And then when Reach for the Sky came out, that came out 2 years later after Dancing Undercover. Now we got Detonator 2 years later after Reach for the Sky. So they slowed down a little bit. But Detonator is the fifth studio album by American band, glam metal band Ratt, released August 21st of 1990 by Atlantic Records. This is the last album to feature bassist Juan Croucier and guitarist Robin Crosby before his death in 2002, which of course Robin Crosby contracted AIDS through a needle, which is sad because there's other artists that have died that same way. Um, so don't do drugs, guys. Don't share needles. Don't do hard drugs. Don't do any drugs. If you're gonna do anything, have a drink once in a while or something that eases whatever is going on in your life. Anything, and I don't encourage you guys to drink at all either. I don't encourage you guys to drink. But I would rather have a beer or a mixed drink than do something hard. I mean, these cigars also do. I mean, help me relax, help me take my mind off of maybe a rough day at work or whatever. Gets me focused on all the good things again. And nice little mixed drink with a cigar. Having those together, I think you'll find will be very relaxing and take some of the some of the stuff off of you that whatever goes on through your day at work or whatever, it'll just kind of take the edge off. So even a great cup of coffee, is a great choice too to have. But I mean, I like to have a little bit of a buzz feeling sometimes off of a couple mixed drinks or something, and off of a cigar, or whatever. But I don't encourage you guys to do drugs or drink by any means. But my choice would be to have a nice little drink, some tequila, a little bit of some whiskey, maybe, along with a great cigar. So I encourage you guys to go that route instead if you're going to do anything. So, but anyway, Detonator. Um, Detonator released on August 21st, 1990. Studio music grinder, Lion Share, and Micro Plant in Los Angeles. Genre glam metal, length 42 minutes, 12 seconds. Labeled Atlantic producer Desmond Child. So different producer this time, which Desmond Child's pretty famous producer. Through their previous album, Reach for the Sky, went platinum. It met with some criticism regarding the quality of their songs in an attempt to regard the popularity that Ratt had in the mid 1980s. The band parted ways with longtime producer Beau Hill. Songwriter Desmond Child was hired as producer for the album. The album is notable for featuring Ratt-only power ballad "Giving Yourself Away." So first time they've ever done a ballad was on this album here, which again, this is their fifth studio album now. So Giving Yourself Away, first power ballad they've ever done. Giving Yourself Away, the band was also gravitated towards a more glam metal, pop metal sound on Detonator. So again, this is the last album to have the original lineup since they started the EP in 1983. So Stephen Pearcy on lead and backing vocals, Robin Crosby on rhythm guitar backing vocals, Warren DeMartini on lead guitar backing vocals, Juan Cushier on bass guitar backing vocals, and Bobby Blotzer on drums and percussion. So that'd be the last time you'd see this lineup with this album. Guest musicians John Bon Jovi backing vocals on Heads I Win, Tails You Lose. Michael Schenker on Shame, Shame, Shame. That's pretty cool to know. Let's look at the charts here. Let's see where everything charted. So on the US Billboard 200, this album ranked at 23, and only 500,000 sales, gold status at 500,000 sales in the United States. Didn't even chart in any of the other countries. So yeah, so it's really gone downhill from Reach for the Sky. But here is Detonator from Ratt, and I just picked up this vinyl finally. I finally got the vinyl here recently with the red vinyl. Recently got that. Just finally got that. That was a hard album to find. So I finally got it in my collection. So I've got all the vinyls pretty much for these first 6 albums. So, 5 albums including the EP, which would make it 6. So anyway, there's the back of it right there. And trying to see what the inside looks like. I'm trying to remember, but there's the inside. Trying to remember if there's any pictures here to show you guys. So yeah, this one actually has a fold out. Yeah, so there they are right there. Not as dark and sinister looking as they had been in the past. Well, definitely a little more glammy, a little more grungy looking, actually. A little more grungy looking. So, but anyway, then there's a list of all their shows, their albums down at the bottom, including that first EP. So, but anyway, so that's the fold out. So I had a damn fly on my coffee cup. I hate flies, man. I hate flies. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. I hate flies. I hate moths. I hate all that crap. I hate all that stuff. But anyway, trying to get the fly away from my coffee. I hate drinking off of my coffee mug after I know a damn fly's been on it. Oh my God. I don't know where flies have been. They're the most disgusting insects ever, I feel. Anyway, So anyway, so yeah, so so Detonator did not do as great, but I do like this album. I like all the albums from Ratt. I really do. Some more than others, of course, but the tracks off of Detonator was "Loving You's a Dirty Job" and "Shame, Shame, Shame," and then "Giving Yourself Away" as well. So, um, and the track listing on this album is intro to Shame, and then Shame, 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 Loving You is a Dirty Job, Scratch That Itch, One Step Away, Hard Time, Heads I Win, Tails You Lose, All or Nothing, Can't Wait on Love, Giving Yourself Away, and Top Secret. Those are the tracks. And I apologize. I don't know if I can't remember if I read the tracks off of these other albums very well. But anyway, you guys can go back. You go on to if you don't have any of these albums, you can go on to Wikipedia, look up these albums. Just look up Ratt. It'll give you a list of all their albums. You can go back and look at all the track listings. But anyway, so I apologize if I had forgotten to do some of the track listings on some of these songs. Reach for the Sky was City to City, I Want a Woman, Way Cool Jr., Don't Bite the Hand That Feeds, I Want to Love You Tonight, Chain Reaction, No Surprise, Bottom Line, What's It Gonna Be, and What I'm After. Those were the track listing on Ratt, Reach for the Sky, and then track listing on Detonator is War and D, Shame, 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 Loving You's a Dirty Job, Scratch That Itch again, One Step Away, Hard Time, Heads I Win, Tails You Lose, All or Nothing, Can't Wait on Love, Give Yourself Away, and Top Secret. Again, those are the tracks. And then the next album that came out um, was a compilation album here. Ratt and Roll, 1981 to 1991, right there. There's the back of it. Quite a few songs on this album. Great compilation, definitely. Um, Called again Ratt and Roll, 1981 to 1991. Not much to discuss on this except for the fact that they included Nobody Writes for Free, um, which was on Point Break, I guess. I thought it was a Body Talk from the Dancing Undercover album, but I was wrong. The Ratt and Roll 1981 to 91 is a compilation album by Ratt, collecting the biggest hits and album cuts from 1983 to 91 by American. So it says 1983 to 91, but it's actually 1981 to 91. American glam metal band Ratt, it charted at number 57. Its sales its sales had surpassed 700,000 when another compilation, The Essentials, was released. So released on September 3rd, 1991. Length 75 to 38, 75 minutes, 38 seconds on Atlantic Records. Producer Bo Hill, Mike Stone, Sir Arthur Payson. Track listing is Tell the World, You Think You're Tough, Round and Round. So Tell the World and You Think You're Tough are from the Ratt EP, which I guess did come out in 1983. So I don't know why they named it 1981. I don't know why they named it 1981 to 1991. I'm not sure why. Because yeah, they're right. Their first EP was in 1983. So you got two songs off of that EP: "Tell the World You Think You're Tough," "Round and Round," "Wanted Man," "Back for More," "Lack of Communication from Out of the Cellar," "Lay It Down," "You're in Love," "Slip of the Lip," or I'm sorry, "Lay It Down" and "You're in Love" from "Invasion of Your Privacy," "Slip of the Lip," "Dance," "Body Talk" from "Dancing Undercover," "Way Cool Jr., I Want a Woman," "Loving You," or from, so "Way Cool Jr., I Want a Woman" from "Reach for the Sky," "Loving You is a Dirty Job," "Shame, Shame, Shame," "Giving Yourself Away," "One Step Away," "Heads I Win, Tails You Lose" from Detonator. And then Nobody Writes for Free from the Point Break soundtrack. So 19 tracks total. Um, and a certified gold at 500,000 sales. So it didn't do real great, but great album to have. If you guys don't own any Ratt albums, this is a great album to own. So make sure you get a hold of that. And then next is Collage, right here. Great album as well. A lot of music that was unreleased on this album. Just a lot of little pictures of the band and stuff like that. Not a lot to show you here. Just a lot of little tiny pictures throughout the sleeve. I'll give you an example there. There's just all these photos, just tons of photos. Little photos that you got to look closely at. So a collage of photos, and a great collage of music as well. Unreleased materials and different things like that. But so there's the inside right there. And there's the back of it right there. So anyway, good album. This came out in 1997. Collage is a compilation album by American band glam metal band Ratt. It consists of alternative recordings, B-sides, and versions of songs from the band Mickey Ratt period. From the band's Mickey Ratt period, it was mostly recorded and released in 1997, concurrently with Ratt's reunion tour, so that they would have a new album to promote. In 1998, the band would sign a new major label deal with Sony. So length is 39 minutes and 19 seconds on D-Rock US out records, on Victor in Japan. Producer Warren D. Martini and Stephen Piercy. The track Mother Blues first appeared as an arcade song on their 1993 self-titled release, but was originally a Ratt demo, ending up on Collage. Steel River is an alternative version of the Mickey Ratt song Rail Break. And this did not chart on anything, this album. No charts. The only thing it rated on was the Collector's Guide to Heavy Metal, 9 out of 10. So not on the US Billboard 200, no chart listings on this album, but it's a really interesting listen. Definitely grab it up. It's a really interesting listen. It's a hard one to find though anymore. Definitely a hard album to find, and they're pretty expensive now from what I've seen. So, but a good album, if you can get a hold of it somehow, definitely get a hold of it. So, next album is Ratt 1999. It is just called Ratt, but fans refer to it as 1999, so it's not mixed up with this EP right here. So Ratt 1999. Here's the back of it right there. And good album. I was really surprised how great this album was. Considered more of a grunge album. But I tell you what, this is one of the more harder edged Ratt albums that I've ever heard. I was pleasantly surprised when I first picked this up and heard it and listened to it. I thought it was a really good album. I was questioning in my mind if it was my new #1 favorite Ratt album. But here's the inside that folds out. So anyway, I was just really blown away how good this album is. If you guys don't have this album, you definitely need to get it into your collection for Ratt albums. Really like this album. I really like this album. I was blown away by it. I really was. Sixth studio album by American glam metal band Ratt. Again, often referred to as 1999 by the fans, partially to avoid confusion with their EP from 1983, which was self-titled. The album saw the band's musical direction shift for more of a blues-influenced hard rock sound and further away from their previous glam metal roots. This is their first studio album to feature bassist Robbie Crane. Robbie Crane Robert Crane was with a band called Black Star Riders. Not real familiar with that band at all, but yeah, again, more of a grungier, harder edged album, bluesier definitely, but more grungy, more harder edged sound. I consider definitely kind of almost a little bit of a grunge kind of an album as well, but one of my absolute favorite albums from Ratt. Um, and this did chart at 169 on the U.S. Billboard, so at least it charted somewhere. Again, um, but I really do like this album. So the band members is Stephen Piercy on lead vocals, Warren DeMartini on guitars, backing vocals, Robbie Crane on bass guitar, backing vocals, and Bobby Blotzer on drums. So yeah, good album, guys. Make sure you check this album out. Oh, I'm sorry. There you go. Make sure you check this album out. Track listing on this is Over the Edge. Over the Edge, Live for Today, Gave Up, Given Up, We Don't Belong, Breakout, Tug of War, Dead Reckoning, Love Sick, It Ain't Easy, All the Way, So Good, So Fine. And again, this album runs 15 minutes and 42 seconds. Genre is hard rock. Recorded at Rambo in Los Angeles, or Rumbo in Los Angeles, not Rambo, Rumbo. Recorded between 1998 and 1999, released on July 6th of 1999. So it's not really considered grunge, I guess. It's more considered hard rock. But there's a little bit some grunge elements in it, some blues elements, but definitely a hard-edged album. Definitely probably the hardest album that Ratt ever put out to date. I believe. Um, so anyway, so again, that was the sixth studio album by Ratt. And then the next album that came out was another compilation album, Tell the World, the very best of Ratt. So Tell the World, the very best of Ratt. There's the back. So a lot of songs on this. 20 songs total compared to the other compilation that had, what was it, 17 songs? 19 songs. So one more song on this one than the other one. And this has some tracks on it that the other album doesn't have, but here's the inside of it. With the original band line up there. And on the back, some old flyers from some of their old days of playing live. A concert ticket there as well. I do love this compilation album. I've played it a lot at work, where I used to work when I managed the grocery store I used to manage, but don't have that luxury with my new work. I don't get to sit around and listen to music while I'm in an office anymore, which I miss somewhat, but I do love my new work, by the way, again. So, but anyway, there's the back, and then shows all the albums there, all the studio albums. So anyway, but this is a good listen. If you don't have any rap music and you want, a good album to have a lot of their great hits, this is a great album to have. And along with this one right here, 1981 to 1991, that's another great album to have. I do wish Ratt would have brought out like a great live album. There was a live album on eBay that I saw from their I think it was for the Reach for the Sky tour, and it was pretty expensive, and I was considering it, but by the time I was considering it, it was already sold. It looked like it was a pretty rare live recording, so I'm on the hunt for a good live concert recording on vinyl or CD. If you guys know of anything out there, some resources where I could find something like that, a good quality vinyl CD, I would love to hear about it. That's the only thing I'm hunting for still is a good live album or live CD from Ratt. Of course, it'd be probably more of an independent label kind of an album, bootleg, kind of a vinyl or CD. But I'd love to have a good live recording of them. I don't know why Ratt never brought out a live album. Almost every band has done it since Kiss brought out Kiss Alive in '76. Don't know why Ratt never brought out one, but anyway, great album. A little history on it here. Tell the World, the Very Best of Ratt is a career-spanning compilation album by Ratt. It features tracks from all 6 of the band's previous studio albums, including the quartet of consecutive platinum LPs from the mid to late 80s, Out of the Cellar, Invasion of Your Privacy, Dancing Undercover, and Reach for the Sky, plus their 1990 album Detonator and their 1999 self-titled album, as well as a selection from their 1997 Rarities compilation. Plodge a favorite from their intimate 1990 MTV Unplugged live session. That's an album I don't know if they ever brought an album out or video off of the MTV Unplugged live session. I would love to have that copy if there is such a thing. I've never seen one. And their single from 1991's Point Break, ironically, the title track of the compilation Tell the World. So maybe that's the song I'm thinking of. Nobody Writes for Free. And Tell the World. So that must be the song I'm thinking of that I heard on Point Break. I knew there was another Ratt song on Point Break. So anyway, that's interesting. And their single from 1991's Point Break film soundtrack, ironically the title for their compilation Tell the World, which originally appeared on the band's 1983 self-debut EP, is not actually included. In fact, no selection from the EP appears. Yeah, interesting, definitely. So track listing on this is Dangerous But Worth the Risk from Invasion of Your Privacy, Back for More from Out of the Cellar, Loving You Is a Dirty Job from Detonator, Nobody Writes for Free from the Point Break soundtrack, Heads I Win, Tails You Lose from Detonator, You're in Love from Invasion of Your Privacy, City to City from Reach for the Sky, Body Talk from Dancing Undercover, Wakefield Jr. from Reach for the Sky, Round and Round from Out of the Cellar, Lay It Down from Invasion of Your Privacy, I Want a Woman from Reach for the Sky, Dance from Dancing Undercover, Wanted Man from Out of the Cellar, Slip of the Lip from Dancing Undercover, Shame, Shame, Shame from Detonator, Lack of Communication from Out of the Cellar, Over the Bridge from Ratt, Steel River from Collage, and Wakefield Jr. from the MTV Unplugged session. So yeah, so that is the nice thing about this album. The track listing goes in order of their albums from earliest to latest, where this compilation is kind of all over the place. So good compilation album though. Definitely, both of these have a great flow to how they're set up. But I definitely recommend you guys get both of these if you don't have any rap music and you want pretty much a good selection of their music. These are great to have. So anyway, and then my gosh, the last studio album they've ever done, which is sad for me to say, is Infestation. I love this album. It's hard, it's edgy, it's raw, and it's got a great guitars on there that I love from a band called Quiet Riot that I will get into. But anyway, this is just a great album. I really love it. There's a picture of the band right there. Maybe you'll recognize the guitarist that's in this band at the time. But anyway, great album. I love this album. I just listened to it again today before I started this podcast up with you guys. If you don't have this album, hopefully it's not too hard to find. But if you can get a hold of it, it's a great album. There's the back part of where the disc is, right there, walking away into the sunset. But yeah, this is a great album. It's dark, it's edgy, it's raw, it's hard. I mean, it's a hard-edged album, and it really kind of takes me back. Some of the elements on this album takes me back to their earlier Ratt days, But again, Infestation is the name of this album. Great, great album. Great album. A little history on this. Seventh and final studio album by Ratt, by glam metal band Ratt. It is the band's first original effort since their self-titled album in 1999, and the first album since the death of Robin Crosby in 2002. This is the only album to feature guitarist Carlos Cavaza. So Carlos Cavaza, a great, great guitarist, underrated as all hell. But he was a guitarist for Quiet Riot on Metal Health, and their second EP, or their second vinyl or second CD, Metal Health, and I'm trying to remember the name of their second album now. My gosh. Quiet Riot, love Quiet Riot. Trying to remember that second album they brought out. Condition Critical. But also Carlos. I think he's a great guitarist. I think he's definitely one of the guitarists that you never hear about or no one ever talks about. I gotta do something on him eventually. I'm trying to remember if I did some video shorts here a while back of the guitarists that people have forgotten about, the greatest guitarists, underrated guitarists that people have forgotten about. And I think I've got him in the mix. I'm gonna have to go back and check. I've got two of those videos. I gotta do a third one because there's still some guitarists I need to list that people don't discuss, that people have probably forgotten about. So yeah, so the the band lineup is Stephen Pearcy on lead vocals, Warren DiMartino on guitars, backing vocals, Carlos Cavazo on guitar, backing vocals, Robbie Crane on bass, Bobby Blotzer on drums. But Carlos is best known with Quiet Riot. And I mean, my God, he's just a great guitarist. I don't know why he's not mentioned more or remembered more, but so he was on the Quiet Riot 1983 Metal Health album, 1984 Condition Critical. Pretty much on all the Quiet Riot albums, pretty much. Part of Hearing Aid in 1985. With Tim Ripper Owens on the Play My Game album from 2009, and then 2010 with Infestation. And he still plays with Stephen Pearcy off and on from what I've seen. So anyway, great band lineup I thought for this album, and also this band would enter into a turbulent time after the addition of this album, and by 2018, all musicians in it had left the band except the singer Stephen Pearcy. It was released by Loud and Proud via Roadrunner Records, and then a sub-label of their longtime home, Atlantic Records. So Infestation is 42 minutes and 8 seconds, released on April 20th of 2010, recorded between 2008 and 2009 at Studio Barbarossa in Bavone, Virginia. Producer Michael Elvis Basquette. So, and let's see, in a February 17, 2010 interview with the Artisan News Service, Stephen Pearcy said of Infestation, we wanted this to be like something that we would have written right after 1984's Out of the Cellar. We definitely went back to the basics with the mid-set of a band with a lot of excitement, some great songs to get out. I agree. In March 18th of 2010, interview with Metalholic magazine guitarist Warren DiMartino said of Infestation, it really exceeded our expectations. Consequently, we kind of wanted to revisit the period of Out of the Cellar, Invasion of Your Privacy. We were sort of loosely trying to shoot for something that could fit between those two records. We were looking for more up-tempo ideas and the double leads that Robin Crosby and I started doing back in 1983. Yeah, I agree totally with that. I think he nailed it with all of what he said. But this album charted at number 7 on the U.S. Top Rock Albums Billboard, on the number 30 at U.S. Billboard 200. So anyway, not bad. And number 8 on the U.S. Indie Store albums, number 4 U.S. Top Hard Rock Albums at the time, and that was in 2010. So anyway, I thought I did pretty well overall that album, and it's definitely one of my favorite albums. Also, so I wish Ratt could do something again. I wish they could get some of the old lineup back and do another album. I know Stephen Piercy's voice isn't where it used to be, but he's still a great. I think he's still a great singer, great entertainer on stage. I had to get my cigar relight. I set it down, forgot about it because I'm getting into some discussions here. But this has been a great cigar, guys. Really tasting good. I'm going to definitely get some more of these somehow. Which I'm a brand ambassador for the boutique cigar where this came from. So it won't be hard for me to get any. I just hope they have some left because this is really good. I think this is my last one. I've had these over in the past. I've had several of these in the past. So I thought it was a great cigar for choice today, but just a great cigar every time. So now I got to figure out how I'm going to rank these albums here. I'm not going to. Well, I never mind. I'm not going to say anything yet. I don't want to. I don't want to say the wrong thing and then regret it. So let's see here. This is tough. This is going to be tough. I know you guys may not agree with my decision on where I rank these, but you're just going to have to live with it. So, and you guys are going to have to tell me which albums where you would rank these albums, I guess, for yourself. If you're a big Ratt fan and you know about the Ratt albums, you're going to have to tell me where you would rank these albums. Um, but this is tough. This is tough. My gosh. I know you guys aren't going to agree with my decision here on where I rank these albums, but that's okay. We all don't have to agree on everything. Um, so I think I got it. And again, you guys tell me where you'd rank these albums. Um, I want to know where you would rank these albums. So anyway, so I think my number one album still. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Anyway, so I'm gonna just go with it. I'm just gonna go with it. Dancing Undercover. Well, actually, I'm sorry. So I'm gonna go with my favorite to least favorite. Okay, I know everyone goes the other way around, but this is my favorite album right here. I have to say this is probably my favorite album. I just love it. I just love the way it flows. I love the dark edginess of it. Glammy, dark, and edgy. I just really love this album. I think it's probably their hardest album at the time. So anyway, so Dancing Undercover. I'm gonna go with first. I just love this album. I just love this album. So anyway, I'm gonna go Dancing Undercover first. And I just love this album, guys. I have no reason to rhyme behind it. I just really love this album. So anyway, I'm gonna go Dancing Undercover as my favorite album. So that's my favorite album. My second favorite album is Ratt, Invasion of Your Privacy. Love this album. I just love everything about it. Love the videos. Love the videos for this album as well. Love the videos on this album. Just love the way it flows. I love the edginess of it. And at 3, I got to go with Out of the Cellar. This really could have been a tie with this one. Could have been a tie, but I'm gonna go with this as my number 3, Out of the Cellar. Um, I really love this album too. Great album. Love everything about it. Edgy, just raw, edgy. It's a great album, and I know by the way it's charted and ranked, it should be number 1 on my list. But I really got into these other 2 albums before I got into this one, which I loved the videos and loved the songs that first came out. But I really got into the other 2 albums more than I did with this one first. This one I got into a little more later after listening to the other albums that I just showed you. So Out of the Cellar, number 3. And then I got Infestation at number 4. That's my 4th favorite album. My 5th favorite album is just the Ratt self-titled 1999 Ratt album, as fans would consider it the 1999 album. So that's next. So that's my 5th. There's number 5. And then I got Reach for the Sky next. And then my next one is Detonator. And then Collage. And then I got the compilation albums here. But actually, I got to throw this in. So I'm going to throw that in. I'll probably throw that in after Out of the Cellar, and then Infestation next. And then for the compilation albums, I got this next, and then Tell the World after that. So hold on a second, guys. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 11 albums total. So let me do this. Least favorite, because it's a compilation. Tell the World, The Very Best of Ratt. So that's 11. And then Ratt and Roll, number 10. Collage at number 9. Detonator at number 8. Reach for the Sky, number 7. 1999 Ratt album, number 6. Infestation at number 5. And now I'm going to go number 4 with the Ratt EP. Number 3, Out of the Cellar. Number 2, Invasion of Your Privacy. And at number 1, my favorite album, Dancing Undercover. So there it is. That's my ranking. You tell me in the comments where you would rank those albums. I would love to hear about it. I would love to hear about it. So you guys tell me. You guys tell me what you think. So anyway, guys, so I'm doing something different with this show now. I'm not adding in the heavy metal news. I'm doing a separate show for heavy metal news. It's called the latest metal update, I believe is what I've called it. I'm sorry, heavy metal news update. That is what I'm calling the news show, where I'm going to just be doing heavy metal news. So that's where I'm at with this. I'm trying to do something different. I got some good responses from just doing the metal news on its own, so I think that's where we're going to keep it. And I try to do something different. I've been doing the same thing with the show for all 4 seasons, so I thought it'd be time to change things up a little bit. Maybe try to make the show a little shorter, so you guys don't have to sit through so much stuff. And so I'm gonna start doing a separate show for the metal news. And for today's show, I'm still trying to decide what to do with the heavy metal birthdays, but I'd like to go ahead and discuss some heavy metal birthdays on this show today. Um, this may be something that I may include in um, with the heavy metal news or heavy metal news stuff. So we'll see. But right now, Roddy Bottom, born July 1st of 1963. He's the keyboardist for Faith No More at the age of 63. Skip over some of these guys. And there's old Stephen Pearcy from Ratt, born July 3rd, 1956. Singer for Ratt at the age of 70. Singer-songwriter as well. Band Ratt as well as his solo projects. And we got Mark Slaughter, born July 4th, 1964. He's at the age of 62 now. Singer-songwriter, guitarist for Slaughter. Mark Slaughter. John Waite, Bad English, The Baby, solo career. Born on July 4th, 1952. At the age of 74 right now. Ringo Starr, born on July 7th, 1940. Beatles solo career, drummer, singer, songwriter, as far as I know, at the age of 86 right now. Sinister Gates, born July 7th, 1981, at the age of 45. And my gosh, they're missing. We're missing somebody here. I know we are. I believe it's my buddy Michael Sweet from Striper. Yeah, Michael was born on July 4th, 1963. Why he's not on here, I don't know. Pretty important person to have on the birthday list, if you ask me. So anyway, so yeah, Michael Sweet, born on July 4th of 1963, singer, songwriter, guitarist. So right now, Michael's at the age of 62. So yeah, born July 4th, 1962. Why is he not on this list? I don't know. But happy birthday, Michael, brother. Hope it was a great one yesterday for you. Bon Scott, born July 9th, 1946. Singer, songwriter for AC/DC. I believe I don't know, maybe it was all Malcolm Young that did all the songwriting. I believe Malcolm Young is the main songwriter for AC/DC, or was. I'll have to do some research, but yeah, I don't think actually Bon Scott did any of the songwriting for AC/DC. Courtney Love from the band Hole, born July 9th, 1964, at the age of 62. There's a picture of her again. She's looking pretty good for her age, actually. Looking pretty good these days. Frank Bello from Anthrax, bassist for Anthrax, born on July 9th, 1965, at the age of 61. Ronnie James Dio, man, I miss you. Born July 10th, 1942. So his birthday's coming up. He would be 84 years old if Ronnie was still with us. So rest in peace, Ronnie, man, you're missed. Oh my gosh, you're missed. Richie Sambora for Bon Jovi, born on July 11th, 1959, at the age of 67. Guitarist. John Petrucci, guitarist for Dream Theater at the age of 59, born on July 12th, 1967. There he is right there. And this all comes from loudwire.com. Sharon Den Adele, born on July 12th, 1974, for the band Within Temptation. Singer, songwriter. Jason Bonham, the son of the famous John Bonham for Led Zeppelin. Part of Led Zeppelin Evening, The Circle. Born July 15, 1966, at the age of 60 right now. So there he is, Jason Bonham. Marky Ramone, born on July 15, 1952. Drummer for the Ramones at the age of 74 right now. And we got Joe Satriani, of course, guitar solo, also with Chickenfoot. Born July 15, 1956, at the age of 70. I know I'm skipping through some of these. You can go back to Loudwire and look with who I've skipped over. Ryan McCombs of Drowning Pool, born July 16, 1974, at the age of 52. Singer. Geezer Butler, man, one of my favorite bass guitarists. Born July 17, 1949, at the age of 77. Bassist for Black Sabbath. Definitely has had his hand on a lot of the songwriting for Black Sabbath. Aaron Gillespie, singer and guitarist for Under Oath and the Almost. Also was a drummer for Under Oath at one time at the age of 43. Darren Malakian, born July 18, 1975, guitarist for System of a Down, Scars on Broadway. The great Brian May, guitarist for Queen, born July 19th, 1947, 1947, at the age of 79. I believe he's had a lot of the songwriting privileges as well for Queen. JJ French of Twisted Sister, which he's I believe still a Twisted Sister. Born July 20th, 1954. He's at the age of 72. Another very underrated guitarist, if you ask me. Chris Cornell of Soundgarden, Audioslave, Temple of the Dog. Would be 62 if he was alive still. Born July 20th, 1964. We lost him quite a while back. Stone Gossard from Pearl Jam, Temple of the Dog, born July 20th, 1966. Guitarist. Corey Cooper from Skillet, guitarist for Skillet, born July 21st, 1972, at the age of 54. Will Collin, drummer for Living Color, which they're working on a new album right now. He was born on July 22nd, 1964, at the age of 62. Jason Becker, July 22nd, 1970, ex Cacophony and David Lee Roth band guitarist, at the age of 56. I can't remember what disease he's got, but he's been crippled for a long time. So hope you're doing well, brother. Nick Manza, ex Megadeth drummer, born July 23rd, 1964, at the age of 62. Oh, he would be 62. Not alive anymore. We have to see what happened with him. I guess I've lost track of what happened with him, I guess. Not sure what happened here. Not sure how I got on YouTube there. But anyway. And then we got Slash, Born on July 23rd, 1965, at the age of 61 right now. Another great guitarist out there, I feel, that's underrated. Doesn't get talked enough about, I feel. Probably one of the more recognized guitarists, but still, I feel he's pretty underrated. You guys let me know in the comments if you feel the same way about Slash with Guns N' Roses. Is he given the credit that he deserves for being a great guitarist? Mick Jagger, born July 26th of 1943, singer-songwriter for the Rolling Stones at the age of 83. Unbelievable how great of shape he's in. Roger Taylor, Queen drummer for Queen. I believe he's had some of the songwriting privileges as well for Queen. Born July 26, 1949, at the age of 77. Gary Sharon, singer for Extreme, ex Van Halen. Born July 26, 1961, at the age of 65. Definitely a good vocalist. And we got Taylor Momsen from the Pretty Reckless, singer-songwriter, guitarist at the age of 33, born in 1993. She was a little girl on the Grinch Stole Christmas with Jim Carrey, the little blonde girl. But great band, Pretty Reckless. What a great band. And we got Rex Brown from ex Pantera. I believe he's still at Pantera. Guitar, bassist, guitarist, vocalist, Rex Brown at the age of 62. Michael Ahmad from Ark Enemy, born July 20th, 1969. He's at the age of 57. Ark Enemy, what a great band. And Geddy Lee, bass guitar, singer, songwriter for Rush at the age of 73. They're out on tour right now. Rush is out on tour. Make sure you catch them. Born July 29th of 1953 at the age of 73. John Sykes, ex Thin Lizzy, Whitesnake. He's not with us anymore. He would be 67 years old if he was alive. Born on July 29th, 1959. Woody Weatherman from Corrosion of Conformity, born on July 29th, 1965, at the age of 61. And we got John Five, born July 31st, 1970. Currently with Mötley Crüe, was with Rob Zombie, also with Marilyn Manson, wasn't mentioned on here. Guitarist at the age of 56, also with Marilyn Manson. Not sure why that wasn't listed. And M Shadows, singer pianist for Avenged Sevenfold, born July 31st, 1981, at the age of 45. And Alyssa White Gloves, I'm sorry. Alyssa White Gloves, currently with Dragon Force X Ark Enemy, singer, born July 31st, 1985, at the age of 41. Great singer, great vocalist, great looking gal too. So anyway, there's all your birthdays for July. So happy belated birthday to the ones that were in the beginning of July here, the ones that are coming up. Happy pre-birthday to you guys. So anyway, so that's it for the heavy metal birthdays. Let me know in the comments if you guys like the heavy metal birthdays, if that's something you want me to keep on this podcast, or if you want me to do it with the maybe the metal news update show that I'm doing now. You guys let me know. But anyway, we're running out of time. So many people to thank. So I'm just going to leave it as that. There's so many of you to mention. I mentioned a lot of you in my podcast, but I do want to mention at least the new members here on YouTube. Um, got Jeff V, new subscriber, Malik Sangret, new subscriber, Mike Lay, Nick Nameless, Kevin Marmon, Leslie McKearns, Jay McNeil, Pedro Garcia Rodriguez, Kern, SF Ronnie, Ventoyton Moraes, Raymond Evans, Gary Weiss, Joseph Paul, Frank Patrick, Stephen Hennessy, Fleming Tom, Roger Questa Pace, Captain Kool-Aid, R.D. Carter, Ray's Cigar Lounge, Avier Avero, Angueda, Robert Seymour, Bellew, Jerry, Miguel Engel, Simone Ferrara, Andy George, Jerome Combell, Storm Hate, Robert Moreto, Hard and Heavy Music Videos. So those are a lot of my newer subscribers. So thank you guys for subscribing to this channel. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys are the greatest. I appreciate all of you so much. And definitely want to say hi to Daniel Remains over in Canada, my buddy over there. Hope you're doing great, bud. Antonello Nicastro over in the UK, another great buddy of mine, great singer-songwriter, musician, composer, producer. Check out his YouTube channel under Antonello Nicastro. Has a lot of great music on his channel. Great buddy of mine for a while now, as well as Daniel Remains. And those are the two guys I really want to mention that just really Caps on Cameras over in Japan. Ed with Caps on Cameras, I want to mention him. These guys just really follow everything I do pretty well. Always staying in touch with me, always commenting on my shows, always just showing such a huge support. And there's so many of you guys out there that are doing a great job supporting this channel, and you know who you are. But I definitely want to mention those three guys. They just really, you know, do a lot to help me with this channel to keep it going, keep it recognized. And of course, my immediate family, I want to mention them, thank them too. But all of you guys, I appreciate you so much. And yeah, I just, you guys are the greatest out there. Stephen Potter, I gotta mention him. Uh, and my gosh, Corey Banks and Jason Smith and Samuel Hoffman of the Cigar Junkies in Pittsburgh. Daniel Ravanelli over at Shine with the 505 Cigar Review. Cigar Brother, Daniel Finley over in Pittsburgh. So many people to mention. There are just so many. But anyway, guys, I appreciate all of you so much. I appreciate all your support to me. Please have a great rest of your summer. You will see me on. I'm going to be planning on doing another Smoke and Metal podcast sometime this week. Not sure when I'll be doing a Troy Marchia cigar review. Still looking for a great Italian cigar to smoke and review. We'll still be doing my Dropping the Ash podcast stuff. Not sure when I'll do another Midnight Maniacs. I'd like to do that eventually again, another Midnight Maniacs show, a live YouTube show. So I got a lot of plans for season 5, a lot of plans coming up. Got a lot of shows you'll see me doing between now and the next Harper Cigar Lounge podcast that will start, in September, season 5. So got a lot of great things coming, guys. I'm hoping to get more guests, more musicians on this channel that I can interview and hang out with and smoke a cigar with and talk about their life and music. Anyway, so guys, I appreciate all of you so much. You guys are the greatest. God bless all of you. I'll see you in season 5 of Harper Cigar Lounge. This is Troy Harper. And again, if you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe today. Hit that like. Hit that like. Leave your questions, comments, and feedback. Share this content with everybody you know. Hit that bell below, right in there somewhere, that bell. Hit that bell below to get all the latest updates and content for this channel so you never miss anything, so you're always up to speed and up to date on everything here. But guys, it's always fun doing this show with you guys. Let me know in the comments if you like the fact that I'm going to be doing the heavy metal news on a separate show. And let me know if you think that I should do the heavy metal birthdays along with that or keep it on this show. Let me know. I'd like to know your feedback. I'd like to know what you guys think. Any suggestions you guys have for the show, anything you'd like me to cover, talk about, please let me know. I'm open ears. I'm open to anyone that would like to come on the show and hang out with me. You don't exactly have to be a musician, even if you're just a lover of music, heavy metal, hard rock, whatever it is you like. I'd love to have you on the show as well. So, but guys, until season 5, here in a couple months, I'll see you in season 5. I'll see you soon. So anyway, guys, God bless. Oh, I did want to mention before I let you go, make sure you guys check out this album if you can find it. It's new. It's called Rarities. It's got some demos. It's got some live stuff, rehearsal stuff. I did a show where I reviewed this and talked about it. So check out that podcast that I did. If you scroll back through my podcast, you'll find uh, this here. So, but a great album. This just came out originally in 2007, but came out in 2024 again. But really great album. It's a pretty rare piece, so it's a vinyl that I'm really proud to have. And so yeah, I'd have to put this at very last of my rankings of my albums. Um, just because it's a great album. Sound quality is decent, but it's really not a part of their regular catalog. So anyway, guys, but it's a great album to pick up. So make sure you pick that up if you can. If you can find it, make sure you pick it up. Great album to have and to have part of your collection. Pretty interesting album, really fun to listen to. So anyway, guys, and that's a really great old photo of them, by the way. Really love that photo of them. So anyway, guys, God bless. Take it easy. Thanks for tuning in and hanging out with me for a little bit. God bless you guys. And I will see you guys soon. I'll see you in the comments. I'll see you on the other podcasts, other shows I do. But anyway, until next time, guys, keep rocking, keep smoking, great cigars. I will leave a final review or final rating on this cigar in my comment section in the bio. But right now, I'm pretty much going to rate this a 90, probably a 90, 91. I've had to do a couple of relights on it, which is fine. Uh, it's been a great cigar overall. So anyway, guys, God bless you. I'll talk to you soon, and keep rocking out there, guys. Keep smoking great cigars as well. Cheers to you. Cheers to you guys. Thanks for all your support to me. I appreciate you guys. We'll see you soon. We'll see you soon, guys. Bye bye now.